was hating a little bit. I felt like he was hating on Bud Crawford a little bit, right? I felt like he was hating on Bud. Bud sitting there gloating. Bud sitting there boasting about everything he's done. Spence like, man, you ain't do nothing, man. Hell nah, man. You ain't fight nobody, man. You ain't did nothing, man. Top Rank got great matchmaking, man. You ain't do nothing, man. Oh my goodness. Too much at stake. Two fighters trying to be great.
No man have captured undisputed in 2 different weight classes.
Teofimo did last week.
No, he didn't, Derek. He didn't. Teofimo didn't capture undisputed.
Teofimo definitely wasn't. He was lineal, correction, but he wasn't undisputed. Sorry, Derek. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, Derek tried to, they don't, see, they both came in there kind of hating on Bud, you know what I'm saying, low key, right? Nobody is going to call it out like that, but I felt they was low key, a little hating a little bit. Oh, well, Teofimo did it too. Oh, man, yeah, man, you ain't fighting nobody, man. Yeah, they was hating on Crawford.
You tried it. But yes, once again, I will be the first male boxer to actually capture the welterweight champion in 2 divisions. And that would solidify me as the greatest fighter of this era.
I cannot wait to see what happens. Could you imagine, bro? Like, this is something that hasn't happened in boxing ever, right? As far as men is concerned. Crawford would be the first to do it. Now, in women's boxing, politically and everything else, it may be a little easier for something like that to happen. No slight towards the GOAT. But in men's boxing, it's so much more political. It's so many different factors, right? If Crawford's able to do this, that's huge, bro. And I'm always rooting for shit like this. I'm rooting for Crawford to become 2-division undisputed champion. Lineal. You know what I'm saying? And a part of me is kind of, I don't want to say I'm rooting for Spence, but I like Errol Spence. And I do feel he's the underdog, and rightfully so. And I do feel like Crawford is a really bad fight for him. But if he was able to overcome it, I'll low-key feel like, yeah, he did that. I'm happy for the guy.
Definitely not, man. I'm not going to lie. Tyrann got the best matchmakers in the business. You ain't fought nobody, man. You haven't beat anybody.
I'm the greatest fighter of this
Hold
era.
on.
Undisputed at 140. Who you fought at 135? And who you fought at 147? Even you fought Sean Porter. Even Sean Porter said,
What did I do to Sean?
Ooh, Errol was hate, bro. Oh, shit. The video, this title of this stream should have been Errol Spence was hating on Terence Crawford. He was hating, bro. He was hating. You can see, look at his face. He hate that.
Porter that you
Sean
do.
Porter said he did not
Sean
train
Porter
like he should. He didn't do the things that his daddy told him to do. What are you talking about? Even his daddy said it. Even his daddy said it.
You butthurt that I got the
Even his daddy said it.
You butthurt.
Even Kell Brook, he was already broken.
So was he
What are
broken when you fought him?
No, he wasn't broken.
How come
I broke the other eye.
He came off
I broke the other eye. Yeah, that's how I got
broke.
broke. That's how I got broke.
He came off a stoppage.
What does it matter?
Come on, man. This was good. This is a big moment in a press conference right here. I'm glad Errol did it. Even though it's kind of hating, but he found something to jump in and start some shit. And yeah, he gonna have to back it up July 29th.
He came off a stoppage and then he fought you.
What does it matter?
Months prior.
What does it matter?
So was he broken or not?
No, he wasn't broken. No, he wasn't broken.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What you talking about? I had the same surgery he had, and what happened? So what they say about you then? You fight me then?
I'm gonna break the other eye.
So what they say? So I'm broken then, right?
Well, you broken. You gonna be broken July 29th.
Yeah, we go.
Oh man, I love it, bro. I love it. I love the competitiveness. I love it. Right? We know it's not no real bad blood. It's almost like I could beat you at 21. I could beat you at 31. One-on-one pickup game of basketball. But for these guys, it's fighting. You know what I'm saying? They about to see who got the better hands. They gonna see who's the better man. It's gonna be about skill. It's gonna be about will.
Undisputed at 140. Who you fought at 135? And who you fought at 147? Even you fought Sean Porter. Even Sean Porter said,
What did I do to?
He said even Sean Porter said. See, the Porters knew what they was doing, when they did this shit, bro. that shit was shiesty. That shit was shiesty as hell. Because they knew in this current day and age and social media age where, you know, these guys come out and say certain things and they already know that fans are already not in favor of Crawford and his opposition. So they say, yeah, Sean Porter, he didn't train hard. He didn't listen to what I said. Yeah. But then when you listen to Sean Porter, he said he was in the mountains. He was doing this. He was doing that. He was razor focused for the fight. When you listen to Kell Brook, he said he was in the best shape of his life for Terence Crawford. Could he say the same about when he was going into that Spence fight? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. There was a weight cutting camp and everything for him. So nah, Spence, you wrong, bro. It was very good for the press conference though. But he wrong, man. And he listens to these videos and shit. He hears fans saying that shit. So now he regurgitated. He ain't got time to be worried about it. He got to worry about himself and his skills. So he heard that from some fans and shit. In reality, Terence Bud Crawford handled Sean Porter easier than any fighter I've seen. What's going on, Damone Daniels? So salute to Cass G. I see you. You know what I'm saying? He handled Sean Porter better than anybody, Errol. Derek James and them don't like that. He stopped Kell Brook with a 1-inch punch, my nigga. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? The little guy, the lightweight, stopped big-ass Kell Brook with a 1-inch punch. It's not what, really, it's how he did it. Forget who the guy was. It's how he did it. He hit dude with a 1-inch counter punch, bro. A 1-inch punch. Who's hitting like that? Who? I ain't never seen no shit like that in boxing, where a dude's hands is right by each other. He just hit him with a short 1-inch punch, bro, and had him reeling across the ring. I ain't never seen that. Who does that? His game plan was to negate Sean Porter, and that's exactly what he did. Sean Porter didn't do shit. He couldn't do none of that rough and tough stuff. None of that. Crawford was he neutralized Porter. Everybody else got to get lulled into a dogfight with Sean. Nah, Crawford controlled dude. Picked him up, walked him. And then he stopped him when Bomac and him like, hey man. Crawford like, what? He up? Oh, all right, let me end this shit right now. Stop playing with dude. Almost like he was carrying them, bro. But guys don't want to, they don't want to say that. It's almost like he was carrying them. If we seen that clip when Bomac and them was telling him, hey man, listen, he wasn't even listening. He just knew what he needed to do, and he went in there and did it. Like instantly, almost like he was carrying the guy. I don't want to say he was carrying him. You guys could say it. But if it looked like he was carrying him, if that was the case, if he just turned it up just like that, damn near turned Super Saiyan, got him up out of there like in an instant. Who else does that to Sean Porter? Nobody. Kenny Porter stopped the fight because he knew what was going to happen. But by him throwing in a towel, man, they smart. Kenny's smart. I give him that. Because they really watered down the victory. And now Sean Porter wasn't shit. He was out the door. In boxing, you got to know the sport to know the truth. Some guys may have not got no big names. Why? Because, well, guys didn't really want to deal with them. And then that particular guy may have gotten opportunities when he was kind of past it, slipping, falling down the hill. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of know the sport. Guys like, what's his name? Mike McCallum. You know what I'm saying? He missed out on some opportunities. He said he was pissed at Sugar Ray and them for not giving him a shot. He wanted to fight those dudes. They didn't give him a shot, bro. Almost kind of like how Boost is getting done now. But of course, Spencer Crawford has to settle their business first. Then we go see what they decide to do. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Guys like Boo Boo Andre, supposed to be one of the best guys in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Andre is supposed to be a pound for pound fighter, one of the best in the sport. But guess what? Maybe he made bad business decisions. But he just wasn't able to get the names. He just wasn't able to get the names. I just need to know from like the Spence fans too, man, because let's be realistic too. Errol Spence, man, he had a lot of time off in between fights. A lot of things that could slow a guy down. How is he going to beat a honey badger Tiger type motherfucker like Terence Crawford, a Wolverine. How is he gonna beat that type of guy? Did your Dennis Ugas give him enough? I'm gonna ask that question again. I don't think Ugas gave Spence enough, bro. He didn't give him enough. He didn't give him enough. And what I mean by enough, I mean a dude that's come to actually go actually really come and fight you to beat you, bro. Does it go actually come to win? And not fucking just kind of stand there and just like bullshit and not give it his best effort. I don't feel Ugas gave it his best effort. So was it enough for Errol Spence going into a fight with a guy like Crawford, who's one of those fighters that love to fight, who has a lot of talent and is really smart in there, and with a crazy killing instinct is one of the best finishers in the game? Is he ready for that? That's why I asked the Spence fans. Crawford's gonna be the fastest guy he's fought. He's probably gonna be the strongest, smartest. He can fight both sides. Come on, man. He's a fucking nightmare. That's why I asked, how is Spence gonna beat this guy? Will Spence's size be enough? Will his will be enough? Will he step to Crawford? Will Crawford simply have a bad night? Will Crawford get old overnight? He take the jab away, what Spence gonna do? Come on, man. Those are real questions. Not me trying to hate and be nah, bro, those are legit questions. The PTSD. He shouldn't have said that. I don't think he really should have said that. I don't see. I mean, nah, man. I don't see it, dog. Crawford's the more nimble guy. He's the more limber. He's like he got more agility. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention everything else. Spence probably got a durability advantage, but how durable is he now at 30-something years old that's been at that weight for this long now? How durable is he now? Spence does a good job, and them guys are standing up with their high guard up, and he's getting them work. If Spence gonna fight Crawford, man, he got to be fully committed to his punches too. He can't be doing this lunging in shit, or he got to be fully committed to everything. But shit, and he got a good output. But he's fighting a counterpuncher. And this is why I also asked the question. Did PBC, even though Errol Spence fought the more popular fighters, the bigger names, are those guys enough? Were any of them counterpunchers? Not really, bro. True counterpunchers, crafty guys. Nah, he hasn't fought many of them. This is his first crafty fighter in his whole run. A guy that has a wide variety of skills. And he's strong as shit to top everything else off. Crawford is a tough fight. That's a tough fight. Longer arms, too. You got the reach. Spence won't have the reach advantage he normally has. That's why I asked the question, how's Spence going to beat him? Who will break? Will Spence break him? Will the big fish break Bud? Errol Spence is going to have to leave it all in the ring to beat Terence Crawford. That's what I think. I don't think he can outskill him. I don't think he's going to be faster. I don't think he's going to be smarter. Errol Spence is going to have to outwill and really step to Terence Crawford like no other fight. He's going to have to leave it all in the ring to beat that dude. He's going to have to be razor focused and willing to take something to get something. Bite down on that teeth. Take the fucking teeth out if you have to. He will have to do something because Crawford coming. Because you know why? Because he's one step away from boxing royalty. He's already a future Hall of Famer, right? But he's one step away from boxing royalty, bro. Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence. He's a 2-division undisputed champion. Something that's not only hard to do just by the fight itself, but actually getting the fights and not having the politics in the way. And he'll be the best fighter of this generation, of this era. So, I mean, this fight is nuts, bro. And it's up to Errol Spence to stop that and become undisputed himself and prove to everybody that he's the best coming straight out of Big Texas.